Hello, welcome to Infinite Prattle. Hopefully the sound's going to be better this week. I've actually adjusted my settings and concentrated on kind of being organised today. Anyway, what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about cheap products off the internet, namely Temu. So stay with us.
Hello and welcome to
Infinite Prattle!
unscripted, unedited prattle on everything, hosted by me, Stephen. Listen, like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the show.
Hello, how you doing? I hope you're very well. I'm very well, thanks very much for asking. Thank you for joining me on Infinite Prattle, where the sound this week, as I've said, should be ultimately better. Last week it sounded like I was in a cupboard. I am going to go back and tweak that recording and see if I can make it sound better. It was me being super lazy, so I apologise, because this is a podcast and I should remember audio is vitally important because it's the only thing you can hear, fundamentally. Yeah, I just was in disarray last week. I still haven't got my mic set up on the stand again because I went to do it and I can't find my adapter to connect my microphone back to it, so God knows where that's gone. So I may have to order some spares. Anyway, how the devil are you all? I hope it's been a superb week for you. And I hope that, you're very well, basically. I hope you're all very well. If it's your first time here, welcome. This is Infinite Prattle, formerly Stephen Speak, and I just prattle on about any old shite. So there is a little bit of adult content in this, so a bit of swearing. I don't really touch on things too adult, to be honest. It's generally my own interests or ponderances or some current events, but in general, I'm just chatting about anything. So, welcome. Feel free to pop a comment in the comment section, and give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Thank you so much. Anyway, today I said I was going to talk about Temu or Temu. I don't know actually how you pronounce it. I think it's Temu, as in Timu, but it's spelled Temu. And they are a massive, huge Chinese corporation which have been around for a couple of years, and they seem to have shot up. Like a lot of these companies at the moment, like I don't know, like Shein and Joom and AliExpress and stuff like that in the last few years, that seem to have gained massive popularity for cheap products that you might have to wait a few weeks for, but unlike Amazon, where it could come the next day, but you get massive discounts and savings on the things that you've ordered because of the massive savings coming direct from the suppliers, basically, or so it seems, or massive warehouses like Amazon. And I hadn't got into the whole AliExpress thing. I've never ordered anything off them, or what was the other one that I can't remember what the other one was. There's been a few like that, hasn't there? But Temu, I don't know why, kind of captured my interest a little bit more, and I actually have ordered from Temu. So today I'm just going to be chatting about my orders and like what I think about them, and was it worth ordering from them, and kind of a summary of that, really. And is that good content? I don't know. If you've never ordered from them, it might help you make a decision. So I still have stuff in my basket. I'm just opening the Temu app now on my phone. I still have stuff in my basket from browsing, etc. And yeah, when you first go on, it's very much like it's very much kind of like any shopping app you'll see. Kind of like Amazon. You search for things and there's multiple sellers selling what appear to be the exact same items. And I think that the appeal of it is that you seem to be saving a lot of money. Now, whether you are, I don't know. It appears that you are. I suppose I can only go on what I've ordered already. So I'll kind of say that when I get into it, and when I talk about what I've ordered, whether I think that this is a thing, and whether I think that it's something that potentially you could shop at regularly. And yeah. Anyway, so I'm just going to get up the things that I've ordered if I can find the place. So my orders. Okay, so I've made several orders now on here. And the very first one I ordered was I wanted some lavalier mics, just to test out. I'd seen some on Amazon, and I'd seen an advert, probably on TikTok or Instagram or something, saying about these little lavalier mics that literally just plug into the bottom of your phone and you charge them up, and it literally is instant connect. You can't really change any of the settings, anything like that. And I think there was something ridiculous like £8 or £6 or something. And you know what? They looked all right, and I thought, are they going to be crap for that money? Um, I don't know. And I ordered at the same time some. I've nearly knocked my microphone over. Apologies. It's because it's not on my stand. You see, need to sort it out. And then ordered at the same time some like hard cleaning brushes that you can put on a drill, so that we help cleaning my motorbike. And I ordered like a little kind of hobby craft stand thing that can hold screwdrivers and little rolls of tape and such things like that. And a little drawing stuff. So I thought that looked pretty cool for my workshop. I say workshop, it's a garage with a desk, and I just thought it looked like it would potentially be something that would be usable, and it was only a tenner. And again, I've been looking at them on Amazon, and they were a lot dearer, like double the price. And the same with the brushes. The brushes were like a fiver, I think, and on Amazon they were like £12. So everything that I was looking at was well under less than half the price. And I must admit, it took about 3 weeks to arrive, but I was impressed with it all. Like the little microphones, like for what they are, and I'm still keeping them. I have upgraded my lavalier mics now because I kind of wanted to see if it would be something I would use. So if I was on Instagram, could I plug them in and just use them? And to be fair, they're probably actually easier to use than the more expensive lavalier mics. But the functionality wise is and the sound quality is like a million miles apart. But yeah, it was worth the purchase for what they are, and I've got them for the future if I ever need some cheap lavalier mics. If I'm going somewhere, just want to take something cheap with me and don't care ruining them. The little hobby stand was probably the worst out of the three items. I mean, you can't really go wrong with brushes. I've not used them yet, so maybe they'll fall apart when I use them. But brushes on a piece of metal can't really go wrong with a doubt. And they look identical to the ones off Amazon, so they're probably made in the same factory. The little hobby stand was a bit cheaper than I would like. The plastic felt a bit cheaper, a bit more brittle than I was expecting. The silver finish, because it's meant to look like metal, but it isn't. It's just like spray painted plastic, or I'm guessing it might be actually put into the coat on the plastic. I'm not sure how they've done it. It was just a bit cheaper, and it was applied kind of shoddily. But again, it's something that I'm just going to use. It's going to get battered. It's probably get covered in paint and dust and crap, and so I wasn't overly bothered. So I pretty much made another order straight away because I was kind of impressed. So that order that order was delivered like in April, and literally a couple of days later, I literally put another order in. So the first order was for £23, and I would say I would pretty much say like 8 out of 10 really for the products and what I was expecting, maybe 8.5. And then the second order I put in was for some more. I put in quite a lot of stuff. Hope Sarah doesn't listen to this because she doesn't really know half the things I ordered. Well, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. So I ordered a sign, a WD-40 metal sign. I like these metal signs you can get in your for your garage and wall and stuff. So I ordered one of the metal signs. It's like a kind of it's not an official WD-40 one. It's like a jokey kind of one as well. And then they had these little almost a copy of like Yeti kind of. What's the other company? I can't remember. But they make these super, super expensive cases. And it's almost a copy of that. Really, really cheap copy, don't get me wrong. Kind of trying to be like flight cases kind of thing. And they were doing these small storage ones. So I got 3 in black and 3 in orange. And thought being like for storing drill bits, because they've got like a gasket around them, so they'll be waterproof. And I've bought them for like drill bits and little nits and knacks in the garage kind of thing for my toolboxes, and you can label them up easy enough. I use the Adam Savage way and use whiteout pen, so Tipex pen. And then there was these other little ones that looked more military style, and I thought, they would be better for like bigger things like Forstner bits and dowel attachments and stuff like that. So I bought them. So I bought 3 of them. And then I bought an alien sign and an alien wooden metal sign, which is basically like a poster print on metal. And I bought a Weyland-Yutani pin, lapel pin, and again a detailing brush set for my motorbike. Because again, they were expensive on Amazon. And one of the best things I think I've bought off there was a rug for the floor. Don't get me wrong, it's quite thin, but it's like a neoprene kind of material, like cottony material, and it's the Awesome Mix Volume 1 tape from Guardians of the Galaxy, like as a rug, and it's big as well. It's big. I mean, I paid like I think it was £12, and it's about 5 foot by 3 foot, and it's cracking. It's really good. It's in my cave. I'm literally looking at it right now. And that was my second order, and that came to £47. But I got like 14 items for that. Like the metal signs were like a couple of quid, and the little container boxes. The first ones I mentioned were like £2 each, so I bought 6 of them, and then the slightly bigger military ones were like about a fiver each. But again, still cheaper than I'd seen on Amazon. And again, I don't think anything out of that lot was bad. The alien sign, the print was quite low quality, so it was obviously taken directly from like a JPEG of the film poster and just copied on. But it does the job. It's still an alien like metal poster, which is still pretty cool. Um, so that was it. Then I was away. Then I waited a month, put another order in. Um, and this is probably the most contentious one. This is I bought like a little pill box. It wasn't really as described, but it was really cheap still. It was like £1.50, but it was like a little slidey pill box. I thought, I take hay fever tablets in the summer and stuff, and I thought, well, I can use them to store them somewhere. And I bought I have a Leatherman, and there's a little case you can get on Amazon, and it's like you thread your belt through it, and then there's a place for your Leatherman and a torch and a clip for your keys and stuff. I thought that's really cool because if I'm in the garage or whatever, I can zip it through there, or if I'm out and about, etc. And that came and it was shit. It literally was shit. It had no shape to it at all. It had no actual pouch. But I mean, I don't know if it will stretch out or not, but it wasn't real leather. I think it said it was leather. Probably said somewhere in the small print, not real leather, but I didn't read that. But yeah, it was just flat as a pancake. There was no real mouldings to it, and I tried to put it onto my belt, and it was like stiff as anything to try and get it on. I thought there's no way I'm fitting my Leatherman, let alone a torch or anything inside that. But again, it was super cheap. It was something stupid like £1.49. So for that, it's not even worth paying the postage to send it back. I bought a new watch strap for my Apple Watch, like a kind of a military style one, like a nylon braided nylon style, which almost looks like you take part of it apart for the cord inside. You see the ones that are made of cord. It's kind of like that, and I can't fault that. That was like a fiver, I think, or £4, and it's brilliant. The only thing is, it's just getting a bit dirty because it's obviously fabric and it's on my wrist all the time. I bought a little flag to display my pin collection, which was fine. It's just a piece of pennant-shaped material on a string. Then I bought a storage box for cables, and this is actually really good. It's on the side here. I've not actually put the cables into it yet, because I do this. I buy things, and then I clutter everything up, and then I have to have a big purge, and then use all the things that I've bought and formulate a plan of how I'm going to use them. But it's basically like it's a box, and within the box, there's lots of little containers to put different sorts of cables in, and they're big enough to hold like the slimline chargers as well. So I thought that would be a good solution because I'm eventually going to put in some slide out drawers into my kitchen cabinets that are in my cave. And on one of them, I'm going to put some foam, and everything's going to have a cutout and insert. And in that, I thought I can put that storage solution so I can pull my drawer out, first order retrieval, Adam Savage again, and just grab the cables I need. And then I won't have random cables just lying around my desk constantly. I can wrap them up and put them back in their own little small container. And I don't have to think about putting like a little strap on them or anything to tie them down to throw them in a box. They'll all have their own little box which will keep them contained. And it does what it says on the tin, kind of thing. It is what it is. And the last thing I ordered was a soldering mat with little containers. Again, they were super expensive. I watch a YouTube channel, and I can't remember he's got a weird name for it. I'll get it up. But he basically, people send him stuff and he buys stuff off eBay and then he fixes it. Basically, takes it apart and sees if you can fix it. His handle is Stes Fix. Um, Great channel. I think I've mentioned it before. And I thought to myself, I've got a soldering iron and stuff, but and there was a couple of things I was looking at maybe trying to mend myself. I've got like a light that's kind of corroded. I need to like take it apart and maybe redo some of the solders on it. And I thought, well, I've got no soldering mat or anything to do it on. So I thought I'll buy one off Amazon, and they were super expensive. They really were. And so I went on Temu, and they were something stupid like a quarter of the price. And when it arrived, it was bloody brilliant. To be fair, I can't see the Amazon one being any better, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, so they were the orders I put in, and the last thing I put in was I wanted a little container. I love things being in containers. What my biggest thing is, if you've got something, I like it to be protected. Now for my Mixcast 4 and my Akai little keyboard, I bought some um um oh god, what are they called? Hang on, let me grab the lid to actually read what they're called. Deck savers. There you go, deck savers, and they're polycarbonate, clear. You can hear me putting it back down again. Protection for your stuff really, and they're great. But I do like carry cases as well, and I thought I'll have a punt and see. They do little carry cases for like drills and stuff like that. I thought I'll just buy one, see how good they are. Because again, I've been looking at specific ones for like I've got flight cases, and I thought I could buy one and maybe put some foam in it, and carry my specific things safer. Because I've got the big flight cases, and if I had small cases, the small case go in the big case, and I carry the big case, and everything looks bloody lovely. And again, that's the whole thing with these pull-out slide shelves I'm going to build, is that in the foam inserts, the cases are just going to be slotted into the foam insert. So probably the bottom one will have one with big cases, middle one smaller electrical items, and top one like the stuff I use more often, first order retrieval. Again, Adam Savage, he's a genius. So I ordered one. It was about 30 centimeters by 20. I thought I could use it for some microphones initially or something like that for the band. And it was £6.50 and bloody brilliant. Amazing. They were like £25 on Amazon. So my next order basically contained a shitload of storage stuff and stuff for the garage, because I discovered stuff for the garage as well, that they were doing like metal wall mat racks to like hold cans and tape and silicone and all this. So I've bought 3 of them. So I'll kind of wrap up the last 2 orders in one, because they were done pretty much one after the other. So I bought again a variety of cases. One was for my DJI gimbal that I have. A couple, 3 was specifically for microphones. One was actually for my Akai keyboard, because even though it's got the deck saver on, it's hard to like still carry it around. My Mixcast has its own flight case. I bought a Philadelphia Eagles metal sign because I thought I'll search Philadelphia Eagles. I bought some silicone shoelaces and a couple of things for the garage. Oh, and I bought a Die Hard advent calendar. So I saw these a couple of years ago, and my boss actually has one. And basically, Hans Gruber's at the top of the Nakatomi Plaza, and it's just made out of like laser cut wood. Really simple. But again, there's still about a tenner on Amazon, and this was like £3. And basically, as it starts off the first day of Christmas, and you can count it all the way down the month of December, basically. And at the end, Hans Gruber hits the floor. But yeah, so I think I ordered a Wayland Yutani hat as well, which again the shape's not great. But yeah, everything has been brilliant. I think that the worst thing was probably maybe the little hobby thing wasn't maybe as good plastic as I was expecting. But what do you expect for £8? And then the Leatherman thing was probably the worst thing. The only problem I found is I ordered a hat washer, for baseball caps. I wear a lot of baseball caps, and they're getting dirty, and I don't want to just throw them in the washing machine. So I've seen these hat frames, basically you put your hat into, and then you can wash it within the frame. It's meant to help keep its shape. But the thing with Temu is they just get bags, and I think they just throw everything in a bag, and then they throw it in the back of a truck, and nothing's truly protected. And that the thing itself is actually fine. I think it'll work fine, but it's just been bent out of shape. So I've got to try and like maybe put it in hot water and trying to get it back to the shape, or boiling water and put it back to the shape, or maybe get my heat gun out and then reshape it because it's been crushed basically. It's not broken; it's just been bent out of shape, which is really annoying because it was super super cheap. Maybe it means it won't work. That's the only thing. Maybe it's that cheap that it shouldn't have bent out of shape, and the one on Amazon wouldn't have had that happen, but maybe would have broken because it had been more brittle. I don't know. But I think out of all the things I've ordered, I've probably spent about £200, and I've probably saved £200, maybe £300 on the things I've bought. So the couple of things that maybe haven't really worked out have it's really been negligible. Really, it's not even worth, I would say, like phone them up. But I would just be wary of the shipping because they don't always take too much care when they're packing things. That is the only thing I've noticed. If it comes in a box, you're pretty much okay. But say that hat shape protector basically wasn't in its own box, and yeah, it didn't go too well. Let's say that. But yeah, I was dubious. My mum's even been using Temu. She's a bit of an addict, I think. But I say I've made like 5 orders now, and it's all been good. And these cases have been amazing, to be honest. The cases have been really really good. They've been really helping me organize my stuff because you buy these expensive things, especially like microphones and stuff like that, and you need to protect them. You can't just throw them in a bag. You need to kind of look after them. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to see if they've got on Temu, is order a load of foam to cut up myself to add to these inserts to make my own custom inserts for my items. Yeah. But yeah, Temu, it's a strange thing, isn't it? It's how it picks up. You wonder how they can undercut so many sellers, and I'm guessing it's because things are coming direct from factory. They're missing out all the middlemen and just delivering them directly. I have seen people reviewing them on YouTube and stuff, and then they are quite correct. Everything seems to be covered in. You get quite a lot of time. It's dusty, so I would advise like washing your hands after you handle things, wiping things down. I don't know if it's because they keep them in big warehouses where it may be hot and dust gets in from the outside or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is the packaging's never great, and everything just seems you always seem to be just thrown in one big like sealable bag, and it doesn't really matter if things are fragile or not. They just throw them in the back of a lorry then to dispatch to you. But yeah, on the whole, I would say my experience is probably like a 9 out of 10 on the whole. Can't really complain, and I just think just be careful on some of the things you get. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. The thing I am actually going to try next, because I want some customized stuff for Infinite Prattle, and I noticed they actually do, these sellers do customizable clothing and baseball caps and things like that, really cheap. And there's like bottle openers. You can order like 50 bottle openers for like £12 customized. Like only like basic writing on. But I thought I could maybe order some like Infinite Prattle branded things and just see what they look like. And even if they're not great, it'll be good enough for promoting the podcast. Even if they just say at Infinite Prattle, so people can just go to the Instagram and stuff like that and find the podcast. But yeah, it's just it's interesting that these sites exist and they can coexist with big brands like Amazon, and people seem to be using them a lot more. And I must say, I've got quite a lot. I wouldn't hesitate in recommending someone to use Timu, but I would just say, be careful what you order. Obviously, sometimes I've not really ordered anything electronical. Is that the right word? That doesn't sound right to me. Electrical is probably the right thing to say. I've not really ordered any electronics. I think I mixed two words together. So I don't know, how safe things would be. I maybe be a bit dubious to order electronics, but things I've ordered so far, like cases and stuff like that, brilliant. No problems with them. So yeah, I've been ranting on about Timu for like 25 minutes nearly, so I'm going to shut up. But yeah, I think in general, pretty good place, and I can see why they're worth an absolute fortune now. Um, but we'll see what happens in the future. See if they can keep this momentum going. Will they start increasing their prices, or will they keep on managing that low price promise almost of reasonably good quality things for hardly any money? And I think that's not a great tagline, but that's how I describe them. Pretty good shit, not much cash. Yeah, and I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, um, go back and listen to some other episodes. If you go back to the start, you'll see that the podcast does change names. I did that because inconsistency is my middle name. Thank you very much for tuning in, and you can contact me if you go to the description. You can text me and give feedback or comment on social media or give a review. That's always nice. Yeah, and I'll speak to you soon. And remember, keep prattling.
You've been listening to
Infinite Prattle!
Thanks for listening. If you liked this episode, go back and listen to some others. And please continue to listening. Your support is muchly appreciated. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.